In this video, you will learn how to get started with Unity's Universal Render Pipeline or URP, which is previously known as Lightweight Render Pipeline or LWRP. You will also learn how you can convert your existing Unity project from built-in render pipeline to Universal Render Pipeline. URP or Universal Render Pipeline can be used almost every major platform and provides beautiful graphics and high-end performance. That's why it's called Universal. Also, in the future, URP is going to be the default render pipeline in Unity. So with that said, let's jump right into it. There are mainly two ways to use URP in your project. The first one is very easy. Open up Unity Hub and from this drop-down button, choose Unity 2019.3. Set up your project name and the location, and from these templates, choose Universal Project Template. Keep in mind that as of now, URP is only available in 2019.3 or newer versions. So if you are using 2019.2, then you will find the LWRP template instead of URP. So make sure to choose correct Unity version to use URP. Then just click on create and this will automatically create a fresh new Unity project with Universal Render Pipeline already implemented. And once it's done, it will open up Unity editor with this sample scene. As you can see, it has a direction light and a basic post-processing. Now you can delete or hide this example asset and start working in this pipeline. Simple. Now let's see how we can convert an existing Unity project from built-in to Universal Render Pipeline. Alright, this time I have opened up an empty Unity project. And for this demo, I'm gonna use this fantasy forest environment scene. So click on import. Alright, this is a demo scene that comes with this package. It has a basic terrain with some grass and trees. So let's try to convert this scene from Unity's built-in render pipeline to Universal Render Pipeline. So first of all, go to Windows, Package Manager. And from here, choose this Universal RP. Click install. As you can see, this package is a verified package, which means it can be used in production. Alright, now the package has imported. The first thing you need to do, right click, go to create, rendering, Universal Render Pipeline, and choose this pipeline asset. I call this URP. Then go to edit, project setting, and from graphics, and from this scriptable render pipeline section, choose the URP asset which we have just created. And as you guessed it, it will convert everything to pink because the default shaders are not supported in Universal Render Pipeline. But don't worry, we will fix them in a minute. Again, to convert the materials, go to edit, render pipeline, Universal Render Pipeline, and choose upgrade project materials to Universal RP materials. Click proceed. And voila, as you can see, it did not convert the materials perfectly. Only the stem of trees are converted. Rest of the things are still pink. Now let's see how we can convert other materials manually into Universal RP materials. Here you can see few of the materials are converted, but these two materials are still looking pink. So let's see how we can convert them. This package also has a asset scene, and in this scene we have mainly trees and grass which we need to convert. So let's first select this grass, go to its materials. As you can see, this grass material is using a custom shader, that's why it was not converted. But don't worry, it's very simple, just a transparent texture of grass. So to convert this material, from the shader drop down, go to Universal Render Pipeline and choose lit or simple lit. I will explain the difference between two in a minute. First choose the lit. And from the base map, choose this grass mesh texture. From the surface type, choose transparent because it's a transparent texture. In the render face mode, choose both because we want both face to visible. If you want to fine tune the transparency of this texture, click on alpha clipping and adjust the value. In the base map, set the colors to pure white and the smoothness to 0 because we don't need any kind of smoothness or reflection for this grass. Now if you don't want this additional metallic or smoothness parameter, you can also go to Universal Render Pipeline and choose this simple lit instead of lit. And you see, in this one, the specular and smoothness are by default turned off. That's why this simple lit is more optimized than lit shader. So now our grass is successfully converted. Let's also repeat the same process for this tree branches material as well. Go to shader and from this Universal Render Pipeline, I choose simple lit. In the base map, assign the texture, set the color to white. Surface type, choose transparent. Render face mode, both. Alpha clipping on and adjust the value. And you can see our tree material is also properly converted. Let's go back to our main scene. And you can see trees and grass are now properly visible. Only the terrain is pink. To convert this terrain material, First select the terrain, go to setting, and in the material section, as you can see, it is using default terrain shader, which is not supported. So I go to material folder and create a new material, right click, create material. I call this terrain. Then from the shader type, go to Universal Render Pipeline, terrain, and use lit. This is the special shader in Universal Render Pipeline that is used for terrain. Then again select your terrain, go to settings, and now choose this terrain material. And now you can see our terrain is perfectly visible again. But there is still one problem. If you notice, our tree branches are not casting any kind of shadows. Only the stem of these trees are casting shadow. So to fix that issue, again go to tree branches material, and from the surface type, choose transparent to opaque. And now it's perfectly casting shadow. Now let's also add some post effects to further improvise the scene. To add post process effect, right click, volume, and choose this global volume. And you can see by default the mode is set to global. Globals means that all the post effect will apply to the entire scene. If you want to apply the effect to a particular area, then you should choose global. I will show this in a minute. Then click on new to create a new post process profile. And voila, our tree branches are gone. Okay, I figured it out. For some reasons, it's not allowing me to change the alpha to 255. To fix this issue, simply increase the smoothness to 1 and change the albedo alpha from specular alpha. And now you can also change the transparency. And now this is working fine. I don't know why this happened. So if anybody from Unity watching this, please fix this issue. Alright, let's continue with our post-processing. In Universal Render Pipeline, all the post-processing effects are completely revamped. To add post-processing effect, click on Add Override, Post-Processing, and here you will see a list of post-processing parameter, same like HD Render Pipeline. So let's first add Bloom. Click All to enable all the option. And you will notice the post-processing effect are not applied in the game view. To see the post-processing effect in the game view, select your camera and enable this post-processing checkbox. And now you can see post-processing in both views. Let's also add a white balance to quickly change the toning of the scene. Let's also add some depth of field. In the mode, you get two mode, Gaussian or bokeh. I'm gonna choose bokeh. Set the aperture to really low and decrease the focus distance. I think 10 is fine. Let's also add some shadow midtone highlights to change the toning. And finally, let's also add some vignette in our scene. And lastly, go to your camera and in anti-aliasing, choose one of the anti-aliasing. I choose fast anti-aliasing. And you can see there's a huge improvement before and after adding the post effects. Let's also adjust our focus setting. Go to Windows, Rendering, Light Setting. And in the focus setting, slightly change the value. Okay, now it's looking much better. Let's also see how this local mode works. To use this local mode, you can create a new global volume or go to volume and choose one of these box or a spare volume. I choose this box volume and you see it is by default set to local mode. So how this local mode works, all the effects you applied here only visible whenever your camera goes inside this volume. So let's create a new profile, add override, and in the color adjustment, let's change the saturation to 0. Go in the top view and let's also increase the size of this volume. And watch what would happen when I move my camera into this box. You see the post-processing on this camera is changing. Because in this volume we have reduced the saturation and it is doing very gradually. And that's the beauty of these local volumes. You can apply some kind of post effects for a particular area. Let's also take a look at this URP asset. This is very useful to control the quality of your scene. Here you can see you can add your renderer list. So if you're using any kind of custom render, you can add them here. I maybe explain this topic in different video. In the quality setting, you can choose whether you want to use HDR or you want to use any kind of anti-aliasing. And from this render scale slider, you can reduce the resolution quality, especially for very low-end devices. From this lighting section, you can control all the lights from one place, such as whether you want to cast shadows or not. And you can also change the shadow resolution. Same in the shadows, you can define the distance, how far you want to see the shadows. You can also define whether you want to use cascading shadows or not. In the post-processing section, you can set whether you want to use HDR or LDR range. And in the advanced mode, you can also set some various parameter. And the best part of this URP asset that you can save your parameters, such as like high, one for medium, and one for low. And now you can set different parameters to different values, and you can choose any of the profile based upon the CPU power of currently running device. And now let's come to the main topic. What's the benefit of using this universal render pipeline? So here you can see I have also opened up the same scene in built-in render pipeline, and in the stats you can clearly see a huge difference. The triangle count in built-in render pipeline is almost 90-100K, where in universal render pipeline it's only 95K. In built-in render pipeline, the vertices count is 2.6 million, whereas it is only 121K in universal render pipeline. As you can see, I'm using post effects in universal render pipeline, but still the set pass calls are lower than built-in render pipeline. So now if I disable my post effects, you can see the set pass call are really very lower than built-in render pipeline. And that is the main benefit of using universal render pipeline. It's give you better performance and better quality. And in this side-by-side comparison, you can clearly see the universal render pipeline is way much better than built-in render pipeline. One more benefit of using universal render pipeline is that shader graph is fully supported in this pipeline, and it's already implemented with this package. So if you want to create your own shader, just right click, create, shader, and choose PBR graph. Double click to open up the shader graph. And now here you can create your own shader to work in this pipeline. So if you want to see more videos about universal render pipeline and shader graph, then please support me on Patreon. Patreon is the platform where you can donate some amount on monthly basis and cancel anytime you want. You also get access to Unity project file of some of my tutorials. So please give it a visit to my Patreon page and support if you like. Link is given in the description. I would also like to thank Hannah Sinkonan, Adam Smith, Anton Konoplyanchenko, Dimedou, Henry Weaver, and Nicholas Gennady Kota for supporting me on Patreon. And finally, for more videos, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. If you have any queries regarding my videos, you can always ask me in the comment section or join my Discord server. Link is given in the description. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.